Right, I'm going to make pink scrunchies out of this pretty nice looking seersucker. There's a story behind this seersucker, which I'll tell you in a moment. Look at that. It's a bit of a funny bit there, so I might just turn this over here. Right, now that top line is pretty straight, so we'll leave that. 21, so we can probably line it up with here. We need 21 by 3. So if I go to 31 on here, I should get 21. It's not imperative that it's exactly right, but I might just give it a little bit, make it 21 and a half. Right, there we go. I keep on saying I'm going to change my blade and I never get around to it. Okay, I'm just going to, that's perfect. I'll just straighten this guy up. Yep, that looks cool. Fine by me. So it should be 21 by 3, but look, it's perfectly 21. Okay, so we are now going to cut it into 3. So the quick way of doing that will be fold this in half, and that'll do. We'll just go 3. Go 21 by 3. Would you think it would be very quick just to cut this out? But no, I have to mess about. Okay, let's line that up with that line, so that's so easy peasy. And then we go 3 here. Stick it on that line there. Put my rock on. Stop it from moving around. And straight up. We now have 21 by 3. Okay, there we go. 21 by 3. Now we're going to iron it. Okay, now we want to iron it in half lengthwise. So pretty easy when you've got these stripes down the fabric. We'll open that up. We're going to iron a little seam allowance, probably about 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, however much works for you. Again, I'm just trying to put it down that little seam line, down the little stripe. There, and then flip it over, iron it down again. So you can make these wider if you want a bigger scrunchie. This is just for an average size scrunchie. See, now that's the end. That's how wide that is going to be in the end. So there we go. We're nicely ironed straight now, nicely ironed flat. But what we're going to do after all that ironing is we're going to open it out at the ends like so. And we'll put a little pin in that, but we're just going to sew that seam so we have a circle. Okay, so I've got my little pin here. Now we're just going to do a normal seam, 1/4 of an inch. Back tack it there. Get those folded down. Straight across. Like that. Now, if I was doing it in a hurry, I'd just finger press, but I am going to take it to the iron, and then I'm going to re-iron everything nice and flat, so we've got a nice flat seam. Okay, it always happens when you're trying to get away with something, isn't it? Now look how nice and flat that is. That's going to make sewing so much easier. Okay, now this is when you take your hair tie that you have, just a normal hair tie, and we're going to like tuck it in. Can you see what I'm doing? So you tuck it in there. Okay, tuck it in as far as you can, and just hold it here. See, like I'm just holding it between those two lines. Now we between the hair tie. And now I'm just going to start off the stitching. And how can you see that? Alright, let's give it a whirl. And there we go. Just give it a bit of a back tack there. Okay, now we do play a little bit of stitchery gymnastics here, but we'll just get this first line going. Try and get it as close to the edge as you can without falling off. Right, now we've come to the end of that. We're going to just start stretching it downwards. Stretch the hair tie, but keep it out of the way. Tuck it up there, hold on to it there. Can you see my hands are in the way there? Just tuck it like that, but hold it up here. Stitch a bit, as far as you can go without jamming your fingers. Give it a stretch, stretch, tuck it in, hold it flat, see, get everything out of the way and stitch it down. Careful not going over the edge too much. You know, you try the best that you can, but do you know what, that by the time it's on your hair, no one's going to come up to you and say to you, oh, your seam's crooked, are they? So don't get stressed out about what crooked sewing. Now, the story I was going to tell you is that my two granddaughters live in the US and I live in New Zealand. Now, one of my eldest granddaughter absolutely adores clothes and she loves her gran to make her things. So when I visited last time, I bought them over shirt tops made out of this fabric. So now I'm going to make them scrunchies because they're coming to New Zealand for Christmas and I'm so happy. Now stop yakking and just start concentrating on what you're doing, or you guys will just disappear off my video. You'll be going, I'll just go and watch someone else who's made a scrunchie in 2 seconds instead of the fluffing about I'm doing. Okay. You can always just watch me for me yakking, can't you? Goodness me. Here we go. You know, I've made so many scrunchies over the years. I do get them wrong on occasions. For some unknown reason, sometimes this little hair tie will decide to do some hair tie acrobats and then everything gets tied up in a knot. But look, here we go. See what I mean? You can get over that. Just twist your fingers without sewing yourself to bits. And pull, tuck up into the middle, like so. And even if you're only doing a little bit at a time, you'll get there in the end, won't you? And as I say, you can just move these around a little bit up there. See, now this is where I get myself into a tangle because I try and go a little bit faster. This is not very helpful for YouTube, is it? It's not very helpful for a simple little task. And now you're going to see that I'm all tied up in a knot here. Told you that would happen. I'm just going to backstitch a little bit. Because when I was doing my twisting, I think what I've done, gosh, what I've done is I somehow flipped it in here. Look, now, that's all I've got to go. That's all I've got to go. There we go. Let's start off again. We're at the end. I think I was tempting fate when I said this was going quite well. Look, here we go. A little bit more. Sometimes it has a little blobby bit at the end, but hey, we're not worrying about that. Here we go. Well, we did get there in the end, didn't we? We did get there in the end. And then, what do you think of that? That looks so cute. I can't wait to put it on my granddaughter's hair. Thanks for watching. I'm so enthusiastic with my pink ones. I've decided to make a Liberty one as well. This will be for the Christmas time, perhaps. This is called Don Lee. It's very pretty. Right. Same as before. Get your hair tied in. Down. I'll try and do it neater this time, seeing it's Liberty Tan Lawn. So beautiful. Right. It's such a beautiful fabric to sew. It has an amazing feel about it. It's soft and silky, but it hasn't got that horrible slippy feel to stitch. It's lovely. So there we go, down, straight down. And as soon as we feel like we're going to get into a bit of a tangle, we'll back tack, cut the thread and readjust. That's what you can do. I might not give this to anyone, I might keep it for myself. But yes, we'll see, won't we? It's going well. So you just keep on stretching that hair tie. Stretching the hair tie, folding everything together, holding it out of the way. It's like I said before, it's finger gymnastics here. But you know, it's what we do when we sew. Isn't it? It's all about so good for your brain, I think. And your peace of mind too. Although, having said that, it can be quite frustrating. Here we go. So this is where we're starting to get a bit tangled. So I'm going to stop, lift it up, take it out, and that, and readjust it this way. And we don't worry about the threads, we can sort them all out when we go back. Now here we go again. That down. This is where usually the machine decides that it's actually going to not stay threaded, isn't it? Right, down we go. See that? Hair tie is now tucked in there. Just give it a little, give the fabric a little pull like this, line it up, and we're almost on the home straight. There we go. Now I've made this one slightly bigger at 23 by 4. You can make them any size you like. There we go. That must be the fastest I've done today. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. An amazing Liberty hair tie. All in, what, 3 minutes. That's a record. And it's a win. Another win. I hope you've enjoyed watching.